Hello, friends and respected ma'am. I, Ibarisha Marwein, I'm going to present a presentation on language variation. Here are the contents of language variation. Now, let's move to the introduction. The term language variation, it refers to regional, social or contextual differences in the way that a particular language is used. Language variation, it varies from one subsection to another subsection, from one family to another family, villages to villages, town to town, and region to region. As one moves to different family, the words are different, the way they utter the certain sentences is different, and a change in pronunciation also it occurs. Pronunciation change in dialect also occurs when one change from one different family to another family or from one region to another region. People of different age, sex, social occupation in the same community show variation in speech. This can be related with the vocabulary used by the elders and the vocabulary used by the small children. The vocabulary used can change even in the society according to the age, according to the sex, like gender. The same class, same section, and different gender have different variety. The variety of language, different social group show the variation. Thus, language varies in geographical and social space. Here are the factors of language variation. Point number one, nature participant. Nature participant is the relationship of a socio-economic, social, occupational, etc. All these changes basically are responsible for language changes. Sometimes the number of participants, like face-to-face conversation, two people talking to each other, or one person at the single large group, when one is gathering, or one of the factors that may result in language variation. Role number two. Point number two, role of participant, like teacher, student, father, son, husband, wife, etc. have different kinds of different language, words, the way they utter words. So these people have different variety of language in different social situations. Point number three, functions of speech events. The persuasion using different kinds of vocabulary, request for information, different kinds of vocabulary occur in the ritual performing different kinds of vocabulary. Whereas be it in the verbal writing, something of cost they add in the different kinds of vocabulary. When one speaks some more words in persuasion, asking for permission, like for example, granting for instruction, granting orders, requests depending on the context as well. Point number four, nature of medium. The nature of medium is the speech or the scripted speech, writing speech reinforced by gesture. These scripted speech, when one is using scripted speech, are the different kinds of words. Number five, genre of discourse. The genre of discourse are the scientific experiments, sports, arts, and learning. Again, we can see that these have the different vocabulary. Number six, physical setting. It is a noisy, quiet, public, private, family, formal gathering families in the unfamiliar situation or the familiar situation appropriate for speech. For example, in a sitting room or in an appropriate space appropriate for speech. Lastly, it's regional or geographical settings. All these things will affect the kind of vocabulary one is using, because definitely one have a change. Different words, different sentences, change of tones occur in different environments. Here are the types of changes. Pronunciation of words. Usage of different lexical choices, usage of different structure, formal and informal. Each of the speaker and field specific vocabulary. These are the teaching language variation in the classroom. Firstly, By demonstrating practical ways, teachers can implement language variation, real world lessons as clear methods, dealing with linguistic diversity in the classroom. This is the most important part of language variation, where a teacher can play a very important role in the classroom. As teachers, we should take into account the linguistic and cultural heterogeneity of the pupils, the variety of language spoken, and the multiplicity of their cultural affiliation. By allowing language variation in the classroom, teachers are able to focus on making good writing assignments that clearly outline and connect the rationale for using different variation. By allowing or by encouraging students to use both the first and the second language inside and outside the classroom. Thus, to conclude, language varies from within and across dialect. It changes with a particular situation, with the relationship of the speaker to the reader, and with the topic under discussion. Variation does not merely affect linguistic form, it contributes to meaning. Since subjects of language is subtle, it is not often acquired automatically in order for learners to achieve communicative competency in English, but by placing language in concrete situations where the relevant variables are specified. Many of the classroom activities provide learners with information about the ways language can vary. Thank you so much.